Hi, this is Cheryl St.Pierre of Majestic Artworks, and today we're going to make one of these lovely Peacock Heart Pendants. I have two slight variations here, and I'll explain why I made the difference. This pendant is meant to be a standalone pendant with nothing added onto it, and this one I have made it so it has a more open bottom so that we can make a dangle hanging from it or a group of bead drops. It just gives you a little bit more options of what you want to do with this pendant. One thing that's really nice about this pendant is it has a built-in bail, so you don't need to buy findings for it. So for your supplies for this pendant, I have it already written in the description, but I'll go over it quickly because it's really a short list. We need a 13-inch piece of 20-gauge copper wire, a 4mm bicone bead, and the heart of it all is a lovely heart bead. Now this one measures approximately 20 millimeters wide and 18 or 19 millimeters long. Your heart does not need to be this exact measurement. It could be a little smaller, a little bigger, a little bit different dimensions. Any type of heart would work, as long as it's not too small or too big. Well, actually being big probably would work just fine. So let's begin. First thing I want you to do is take your ruler and measure 4 inches from the end. Just an approximation, doesn't need to be exact, and give it a bend. So that bend is about 4 inches from the end. And I don't have it at 90 degree. It's probably more like 45 degree this way. That helps. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're making our bail first. So I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to use the largest point on the plier to make the loop. And we're going to wrap it around twice. Keep going out of the screen, I'm sorry. Now, so that you don't get mixed up, because you can't really see the ends here, the next step is to make the wraps, and we're using the longest wire to make the wraps. Now I'm just going to switch hands here. And I'm going to do 3 wraps. And snug it up as best as I can. Okay. There we go. Now you'll notice when you look at the bail, one side will look neater than the other, and this is the side that works. Okay. So the first thing you're going to do is, I'll bring out the example. You can always look back. Is we're going to make kind of a loop up top right there. So I'm just going to flip this around. Okay, so it's going to look like that, and we want it to be slightly this way, not straight up and down. Okay, and now just for reference guide, we're going to put the 2 beads on the short wire. Okay, so we're going to be making another loop going the opposite way, right at basically the top of the heart. And so I can see exactly where I want it, and I'm going to do it a little bit of a bend with my nail. See that right there? So that's going to start the loop. I'm going to take the beads off because it's going to be awkward to work with them on. They always slip around on you. Okay, so we want that to be kind of straight along with this wire. Okay, and then I'm going to make another circle with the wire around that, a little bit bigger. Push it down. There, like that. And now I'm going to put the beads back on. Okay, so I want it to push up against the heart, and then we're going to curve it to this side of the wire, so it looks like that. And I'm going to wrap it around twice at the base of the heart. It doesn't have to be neat. We kind of want it actually almost a little bit messy. It makes it stronger. Okay, and now I want to bend this the same direction as that, so it's going to the left. And I see that this coil moved, and that's normal. It does that while we work with it. We're just going to push it to the center of the heart again. Okay, and now we're going to take both of these wires together, and we're going to make a little loop at the base of the heart. Okay, so we got a little loop, and now we're going to make a bigger loop. Okay, so if you had your drops pre-made, this would be great right now, because then you would just slide them on before we do the next step. But I mean, we can always introduce beads the old-fashioned way, like you do in a bracelet. Okay, so the next step is we're going to measure these wires from the point of the center right there, and we're going to do it about 12 millimeters. Okay, so right about there. Right there. I'm going to snip it with the we want the flush cutters to make that smooth edge. Now I think my finger might have moved. I'm going to measure it again. Nope, it's 12 millimeters. Okay. So now we're going to do a bit of a spiral on the lower one. I'm going to split these two apart a little bit, like that. And I'm going to coil it downwards. Grab that tip, give it the bend. Crimp it in. Okay, so that's how that looks. And now I'm going to not coil the top one as far. I'm going to work from the back, just because I coiled to the right. Okay, so if you see, I've got a loop there that's a little bit, it's not really round, but that actually looks nicer with this pendant. So I'm going to leave it like that, but I'm going to grab it and I'm going to bend it to give the wire a little bit more dimension, like that. And I think I call this the peacock because it kind of has a feel of a peacock tail. That's how it got its name anyways. Okay, so there it is. It's done. So, goodbye for now.